Rabbit Seasoning is the 1952 Warner Brothers cartoon directed by Chuck Jones. Mel Blanc, of course, voices Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck, and Arthur Q. Bryan is Elmer Fudd. And Daffy and Bugs, this is the third Bugs Bunny review I've done in succession, and I keep saying Buzz, and I don't know why, so I apologize if I keep doing that. Bugs and Daffy are trying to convince Elmer Fudd to shoot and eat the other person, and they employ clever tactics, or rather, Bugs Bunny employs clever tactics. Daffy Duck thinks he's being smart and thinks he's doing well to convince Elmer Fudd to shoot and eat Bugs Bunny. But Bugs is definitely one who's got the most tricks up his sleeve. I love the use of wordplay. I love how clever Bugs is with language and how he is able to manipulate Daffy into saying certain things to get his own way. And that's something that I really enjoy and I find really clever. And I think that kind of thing may go over the head of some children. Certainly when I was younger it might have done. So it means that even when you're older and you watch this either for the first time or you revisit it, there are things you can get out of it, and there are things that children will enjoy from it as well, making it appealing to quite a wide audience. I thought Bugs was very creative. He had some very inventive tricks in this particular cartoon, and I quite liked it. And once again, as is usually the case, I love watching Elmer Fudd become increasingly confused, not really knowing what he is supposed to be doing or who he should be shooting and eating. It's also the first time, or kind of watching these few cartoons over a few days, I kind of really realized just how violent Warner Brothers cartoons were compared to other cartoons from the time. Not that other cartoons, not that they were completely devoid of violence, but with this one, it's advocating shooting, um, in a very roundabout way. Whereas things like Disney cartoons, whenever the characters were going hunting, they would definitely come off worse. And I'm not saying that Elmer Fudd has everything coming up roses, but it's not quite the same message. And it's just really interesting to look at just how violent Warner Brothers cartoons are. And it's interesting to think that, people say, oh, cartoons and video games and things nowadays are so violent. But then you look back to, 70 years ago, and actually, it's always been the case. I think primarily because animation was aimed at adults, so they could explore these darker, more violent concepts. And sure, they could water them down a bit when they were starting to target children because that's where the money is, but they didn't completely get rid of it. And I just wonder what they'd be like if they'd started out targeting animation at children. Just curious to wonder what it could have been like. Not that I have any problems with it. I think Rabbit Seasoning is clever, it's creative, it's well animated, of course. Definitely one that's worth checking out.